Hello, hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and I have a project to share using Apple Harvest stamp set. So I saw online a card very similar to this with the cutest little flowers. And I'm like, well, where do those come from? So I flipped through the back of the catalog looking for the die set with the flowers, didn't see anything. And then I noticed that the apple bunch cluster was cut out. I'm like, what's going on here? What am I missing? Online exclusives, you can get the dies. So this layout I copied from www.secretstamper.com. Beautiful card. And what I really liked was this is apples, but with change in color. Doesn't that look like apricots or peaches? Probably more apricot. Isn't that just beautiful? So then, you know how I take one idea, go crazy with it. So I made a few other cards with my new dies. Oh, Apple Harvest will be using that, and Apple Harvest dies. That includes the flowers. Gorgeously made just for these words, the die for the words. Stitched or deckled rectangles for this rectangle and the white, and then also this white rectangle. Nice little touch. And finally, sending dies, and that is for another long die right here. This shape right here. Okay, now when you see this, plums. They could be plums. So I was looking up any like round fruit from a tree, and I came up with plums. Emma was here, and Emma said, I think she said passion fruit, which pretty much looks like a plum on the outside, and then it has all kinds of seeds on the inside. Maybe it was a different fruit. But isn't that fun? And then there's this one, and I cut out the leaf separate and attached it to the top. Hope you're feeling better. This one I'm thinking about She had COVID. She's doing better now, but just thinking about her. Simple little flowers on the inside. And then this one I was trying to do is oranges. This one I'm doing it more as apricots. This one is more oranges. Well, that's my plan. But any color, any round fruit, that one looks good on the inside. But I want to do more of these flowers. I really like the flowers. And then finally, green apple. The greatest gift is a good friend. That's true. Okay, you ready to get started? So, in making them, I have petal pink, granny apple. So let's do one in Blackberry Bliss. And I want to do, I have a little bit of a plan here. This somehow like that. Or I want to use this stamp with the apple cut, so it has to be an apple. No more mixing fruit anymore. Here's a stamp set. I really like this thing right here. Okay. So I already gave credit to Secret Stampers, what got all of this started. This is for stamping. Let's do that right away. Let's stamp the apple. Apple, and it's stamped in Memento. Apple. Let's get elements done. Then we can play and put it together. Ooh, that came out nice. Isn't that nice? Aren't you just ready to color it in? Okay. So there's dies. There's dies for everything. And like I said, I'm going to do this one on Blackberry Bliss. You're like, well, you can't color the apples, Blackberry Bliss. But I looked up online for a picture, and if you color the apple like it's a really rich red, you could kind of put a hint of Blackberry Bliss in there. Just like that. So there's blackberry bliss along here. Doesn't that just look like a wonderful, perfectly ripe fruit? And then I looked up the flowers, and many of them, it's like the buds are pink, and then when the flower opens, it's white and yellow. So I'm going with the white and yellow. Okay, how about words? Let's do words. Right here on this Blackberry Bliss paper. So the words, let's do that friend one. The greatest gift is a good friend. And the die set comes with the perfect die for these words. Oops. Oops. Well, these are hard as a rock. Wouldn't you know? Better. Okay, so back on task. So this die, it's funny. It kept scooching around. So I put it on, I ran it through, and it scooched around. I did it again and I really pushed down the washi tape, it scooched around. So this die is getting 4 pieces of washi tape. And it came out perfect. Look at these little end bits. They're just as cute as can be. Isn't that cute? Stitching here on the side. Fits perfectly. Perhaps they made it just for our card. So these are decal rectangles. The small one for right here. And then the large one for the inside. Ooh, a big apple. Let's do a big apple on the inside. Okay, so small rectangle. Big rectangle. Okay. We should just start building this thing. Then we'll see what's needed. Ooh, aren't those colors pretty? Isn't that just nice? Today we have rain. It's been, we got a little rain last week, but today has been an all-day overcast rain. It's kind of nice. Put on a warm sweater. I just got this sweater, and you know, it was on the clearance rack, and it still cost way too much. But I kept looking at it. It's like, that one, I don't know if you could tell, but it's really well made. Okay, so with the rain, a little bit cold, I'm going to put on my new sweater. Let's see how that works. I think it has wool in it because I'm feeling a little itchy, but it's warm. I just need to put on like a t-shirt underneath it. So none of the sweater touches me. It just keeps me warm. So last night Emma went out. She was here. She came yesterday midday afternoon, and because she had a concert. But keep in mind, she's in the middle of moving today. So she went to this concert, and I knew that Bo would be all barking and everything, so I was waiting up for her. Needless to say, didn't get to bed till 11:30, which is past my bedtime. And then, of course, I wanted to get up early to say goodbye to her. So I took a nap. Yeah, naps are good. Look at all these leaves in here. So I'm using all the flowers. Too small, too big, and leaves. I don't think I planned on using that many. I think I just want too big and too little. Boy, very generous with all these leaves. Okay, so I'm doing the leaves on crumb cake paper, which is kind of different. But did you notice on that one, let me see which one. These leaves I colored them. Oh, here. Colored these in soft seafoam. But see how they're crumb cake leaves? They really go with the paper. But then it makes your eyes see the flowers and the fruit. I like that. So this is kind of a gray background, but I'm still going to use the crumb cake. Kind of going out on a limb here. Trying something new. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Okay. So I'm going to cut all this out. Okay, let me get that piece of blackberry paper so we could see what we're doing. Small flower, big flower, big flower. 4 leaves, 2 big, okay, 3 big, 1 little. And I'm going to put, just like these flowers, just a hint of lemon lolly. Let me see how much ink I have on here, because I want just a little bit on the inside. Lemon lolly. Looks like it's just been re-inked. Just a little. Just a little bit. And then on the leaves, instead of leaving them plain crumb cake, I'm going to put a touch of olive on them. Just a little bit. Let me see how much ink I have on here. Not much. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay, I think it's time to start assembling. So, glue dots. I'll stick the flower together. And I like how these flowers turned out. Just kind of layer them. Little one goes on the big one. Right in the middle. Okay, and I'll tuck the leaves in just a minute. Okay, let's start building the front. Oops, that stuff is so sticky. Oops, getting a little crazy here. Crazy driver. Okay. I have to get that off because you know I'll be sticking something to it. Oh, this will be handy to stick to it. My words that I kept doing crooked. Okay, so excuse me. I have a picture Oh, I was trying to figure out how to color apple blossoms. See that one there with the white with yellow in the center? That's today's plan. These all here with the bud is pink. Okay. So, oh, that's covering up my sticky. Trying to be more careful. No more crazy driver. Okay, this goes right in the middle. Then this, I'm just going to set it here for now because I want to stamp that cute, this one. And I'll do it in crumb cake. I think I have slate here, which would be good with the paper, but I'm trying to pull in crumb cake with those leaves. So I'm going to warm it up by using crumb cake. And a lot of this little detail will be covered up with the fruit and the leaves and the branch, but that's okay. We'll do some more on the inside. So this can go right here. Okay, this is ready to stick down now because the Stampin' is done. And this will go here on dimensionals. So Emma is moving to Portland. She has her house rented in Bremerton. She's just such a go-getter. Oh, that looks good. That could go right there. Maybe that little leaf can go onto the words. But she has a place lined up, Emma does, and she has the same company that she worked for in Bremerton. She's still with them, and she has 2 jobs already lined up. A teen, this time, before she had a little girl and a little guy. And this time she has a teenage girl and a teenage guy. And I'm like, are you sure about that, Emma? And we'll see how that goes. Happy for her. And then, because she was in the Navy and she's doing the GI Bill, her schooling will be paid for, and her, pretty much her room and board will be paid for. So she's getting a job just to have a little cushion, a little extra money. Exciting times. She's always got something going. I would be scared, you know? It's like all these big changes. Is it going to work? She doesn't care. She's out seeing concerts the day before, and yeah, what it is to be young. Okay, so 3 big leaves. A little hint of green is okay. It makes the flower, the white in the flower, show up real well. cute. Then this one. I might put a dimensional under the end of these leaves so that they stay popped up a bit. Then a pearl. I have so many pearls. Last year, so I could go to Norway, I bought, I'm not going to say how many thousands of dollars in white paper and pearls and markers. And I have a lot of them. So we will be using pearls. And guess what? I'm close, and last night I bought white paper because I think I'm going to buy enough white paper so that we can go on the next trip. Yay! So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need anything, please use this host code so I don't have to spend lots of. It's going to be fun though. Oh, look how cute those flowers are with the little pearl. Because in the picture you saw how it was mostly yellow and then white, mostly white with a hint of yellow. Okay, I like how that came out. So for the inside, I want to do that big apple. I keep on wanting to move this. Okay, big. Oh, let's do a bow. Because see this one, how it has the bow? I like that. Let's do, oh, I think right here. I might cover up some of the words, or maybe down here. We'll try it. I'm gonna do, that one's just a regular bow. It's not a double bow. So regular bow it is. Cute little bow. And at this point I'm going to do just a little glue dot. Let me see, where should it go? It's kind of lost there. I think right up in here. So I'll do just a little glue dot and then a little bit here and here. And I'll go back and I'll put more glue on it later. But because I'm going to be opening and closing the card to get into it, I think it might be better to do just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hold. If it dries in place, it will. Okay. There, dry. Okay, while that's drying, let's do the inside. So, let's see, on the outside, the greatest gift is a good friend, and then there's some cute thank you words. Thank you for your kindness. This one I stamped it right on the designer paper. Thank you for your kindness. Okay, so that could go in memento. Thanks for your kindness. Okay, and then I wanted to do that one big apple. I'll do it here. Kind of off to the side a little bit. Okay, and that's still missing a little bit. How about that big, this big one? Boy, I'm going to have a lot to color. See, if I would leave it alone right now, I don't have too much to color. Not too bad. But things don't always work like that. This one is going to look so good, though. I just keep stamping, which means I just have to keep coloring. I didn't leave any room for my cute little geometric thing. Okay, how about 2 leaves right there? Okay. Well, I didn't leave much room for this thing. Okay, 1 corner. 1 corner will get it. You know, bring it all back together. Get the crumb cake from the outside to the inside. Okay, that's cute. Ooh-wee, we have some coloring to do. Okay, let's just get to it. We'll get it. That's really cute. Okay, so for coloring, I'm going to start with the darkest, which is Dark Blackberry Bliss. And wherever there might be shadows. And I'm leaving just a hint of the next lighter color, which will be Cherry Dark, because that kind of makes it look a little bit rounded. 2 layers of color. Here's another apple. Here's another one. Here's one. Isn't it fun that this could be like all those different fruits? I had fun with that. Oh, and then this one. Blackberry. Ooh. But I want a lot of blackberry, probably more than I should, just so that it matches the layers, like this layer here. Trying to do my rule, two layers of color. Okay. Hopefully I got, is that a leaf? So, fruit, stem. Yeah, there's just that one. Then what's this up here? That is fruit, leaf. That's a leaf up there too. These are all leaves. I think I got it. Okay, done with blackberry. So now I'll do cherry. So with this one, I will leave enough room for cherry light. This is cherry dark. So cherry light is going to be the highlight. And I'm designating that right there. And you can see how perfect it is. So don't you be feeling no pressure. And then from here, from the center out, all this is going to be cherry dark. Woo-wee. It's like a 4-year-old. It's time to color. Okay. Color. We're gonna make it look pretty though. So blends, alcohol markers, they say any 2 colors can blend. And at this point you're probably looking at that. Those colors are very different. But it's going to be good. I'm still trying to do the 2 layers of color. So a cherry, here's layer 1. Cherry layer 2, with just a little pause in between the layers of coloring. That's layer 1 and layer 2. So now that is truly cherry dark. My blackberry right there, I don't think I got 2 layers on that spot. And right down here, cherry dark, layer 1. Okay, a cherry dark, layer 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. Let me first fix that because I didn't get enough blackberry on there. You could see after it dries. Can you see that that one area is quite a bit lighter? Whoops. Fix that. Blackberry, light or dark? Dark blackberry bliss. Okay, there you go, blackberry. 2 layers. And of course, when the ink is still wet, it looks a little darker, but it'll dry smooth. Okay. So now let's do the blending. And probably in the end, I'm going to end up going all the way over the blackberry, just to give it a little bit more of the red hue. That looks good. And just go over all of it, because that's still darker. And then wherever, like right here, you could still tell there's a definite line in between the 2 different colors. I'll do a little bit more blending. But at this point, I'm just giving the blackberry a bit of a cherry hint. But you could still see they're different colors. So right here, just a little bit extra over that line. Okay, that's it for that one. It'll look better after I get the next color in there. So, same process. Highlight. How could my phone do that? I have it on airplane mode. Maybe it's the internet, because we have internet here at home. Okay, so that one is done. What's this little one right here? This one is just going to be all cherry dark. Same with this one. Because it's so little, I'm not going to try to find the highlight. It's way over there. It's off the page. Same with this one. Okay. We're almost done with cherry dark. So I was apologizing for, sorry it takes a long time to color, but a few of you have said, it's okay. I don't mind. So I hope that's the case. You could easily fast forward and just go over this if you already know how to color. Not that that's implying that I know how to color. I'm happy with the results. I think these markers, they just make it easy. Okay, we did cherry dark and cherry light. This is going to be coloring like a 4-year-old again. And we had to do all the leaves and the branches. Okay, cherry light, 2 layers, and right at the seam. Done, 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 done. Color. Color. Here's second layer. Cherry light. Okay, now a little bit of blending. Okay, how's that look? I put a lot of Stampin' on there. Those are my deep, rich red apples. Whew. Okay, no yellow. What about branches? So the branches I'm going to start with, this is Pebbled Path. And then I'll just put on a few shadows and not really worry about blending it. That's a leaf, branch, some of these is like, is it a stem or is it the branch? It's going to be half and half. Okay, then Pebbled Path Dark, just for a few areas, like that might be in the shadows. Okay, then olive for the leaves. So all the leaves, oh, there's some apple up there. Trying to do the 2-layer thing, but I'm not too concerned because it's not like the apple where we're trying to get it all blended. Bo is over there snoring or just breathing deep. You know how when you're in a deep sleep, I put his blanket on him and covered up his head, so just his nose is sticking out. He's been sleeping ever since. It works for me too. Covered up, sleeping. Okay, we're getting there. Oop, I went out of the lines a little bit. I might do the color lifter there. So our garden is going crazy, and this morning Tony picked a whole bunch of little cherry tomatoes because when the kids were little, I would make what I call, I'm not sure where the name came from, pan-fried spaghetti. And all that means is you take the cherry tomatoes, cut them in half, put it in a big frying pan, like with big sides on it, a lot of them. Then take fresh basil, chop it up, not so it's smushy or anything, but in small pieces. Put that in there, and olive oil. Well, first you just do the cherry tomatoes in olive oil and get those to kind of start to wilt down a little bit. Leave the skins on, it's fine. And then toss in the basil and the garlic, just until the garlic gets softened, but before the garlic gets funky and kind of bitter. And then put that over spaghetti. Oh, and a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. And the kids, they remember that, and they're always trying to reproduce it. And I'm like, it's not that hard. Anyhow, Evan and Michaela are going to their property in Klamath Falls Friday for the long weekend. And I said, well, after you get done with work and you're all packed up on your way out of town, because I'll be coming right by here, do you want to stop by, no matter what time, whether it be 4:30 or 7:30, it doesn't matter, and have some pan-fried spaghetti before you head on your trip? And Evan looked at me like, that is music to my ears. And they're growing, they have a good garden growing this year. And they have basil. I said, well, I need some basil. They said, we have garlic too. So today I stopped at their work and I picked up fresh basil and garlic. And when I was saying that I need a bunch of it, I was implying I need basil, like a lot of basil. And I needed a lot of garlic. And so when I went there, Michaela goes, and here's a clove of garlic. And it was, she goes, look how pretty and white it is. And it was like this big. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. And I thought, well, maybe I can make serving for everyone for Friday. But that's it. I wanted to make a whole bunch so that they'd have leftovers. So I might have to go pick up some more. But it was sweet. Okay, there's two things I need to do. Little apple corner and get rid of the whoops, coloring outside the lines. I think we're almost done here. So they'll be kind of camping. I think they sleep in, no, they have a tent. Friday, and then they're going to come back Monday. They're looking forward to that. When Emma was here, and we were taking her out to dinner before her concert last night, she says, yeah, I invited Evan and Michaela. We're like, well, great. So when we were at the restaurant, when the kids were little, we would always take time. We'd have family dinner together every day, but we would go, each person would say high point and low point of the day or of the week or of the past few days, however long period they want. And both of the kids said their high point was their little trip to Klamath Falls. It's like, oh, they're so cute. Okay, we are done coloring. Well, other than my two things. Okay, you all know about the color lifter. How lovely it is, right? If not, I'll show you. A little bit of red on the apple. Okay, color lifter, I'll show you things. Here. I'll show you on here. So color lifter, two purposes. Dark. Dark cherry. Light cherry. And then, okay, so number one purpose is if ever you color out of the lines, this thing will push the color through the paper, and the color is in the layers of paper, and it ended up back here. You can hardly tell with this one. Color lifter. So say you didn't want this down here, it'll get rid of 90% of the color. So if I go over this, it will push that red heart tip way to the back. I think the blue colors, it's a little bit more effective. And sometimes if you let it dry, come back and then hit it again, which I'll do, it's a little bit more effective. But you could see it took most of it away. But it's also good if you want to do on your apple a little highlight. See how it made the color lighten up there? If I kept going over it, I would get it almost white. Let me hit this one more time. So that's 90% of the way gone, but it just pushed it to right back there. Fun, fun, fun. It's more like, instead of a color lifter, it's more like a color pusher. It pushes it to lower layers of the paper. Okay. Let's finish this card. Probably took too long coloring it, but that's okay. It looks good. My rich raspberry cherry colored apple. Oh, flip it over. It does look good though. With all that time, that bow is probably dry. Yeah, I planned that. That's a sweet card. Okay, so today's project is done. Little flowers, cute as can be. Tiny little bow. Apple with rich raspberry on the inside. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Till next time.